This thing looks like a dang Kavalka, dude.
If you guys don't know what he just said. All right, so check this out, guys. Before this video gets started, I do want to mention that we just restocked on one of our Goon Squad t-shirts, the Super Fire Red right here. And of course, you got the Goon Squad Simply Built on the front, and on the back, you got the nice race design. These suckers went super fast last time, so if you want to copy one this time and help support your boys, be sure to visit goonzquad.com. But as of right now, let's get to the video.
Dang, son.
Dude, look how... What is up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. So today we are here at the original Goon Squad garage, and today we're going to continue working on our 2021 Ram TRX, or actually we might even switch it up and continue with our 67 Camaro. It all depends on how this rain falls down on us. If it just trickles like this, we'll work outside. If it starts pouring down, we'll jump inside and continue with that epic build right there. But you know what? Both of these builds are super epic. And as you guys seen in the previous video, we revealed to you guys the interior, super crazy stuff over there. And we even got this sucker started up, which it definitely needs an exhaust, cold air, and all that good stuff. And we even ran to the dealership, and what did we ran out? We ran to it, and then we ran away from it.
Yes, sir. I mean, the price tag was 20 grand on everything, which that cost as much as it did to fix our Lamborghini or the Ferrari, dude.
$20,000. That's like exotic car parts right there. That is crazy. But you know what? We're definitely going to work on that list and try to at least cut it down in half, because that's going to be over budget. You know, I mentioned this in the previous video. It would have been better off for us to buy a brand new truck.
Hey,
dude.
but what's the fun of that, dude?
It's not fun at all, dude.
Dude, you just get in it and go. We want to fix it and then get in it and go, dude. It's a way better experience,
Exactly,
dude.
yeah. We want to dig in and see what these trucks are made of. So that's the whole purpose of this. And then after it's all said and done, we're going to throw our own twist of like build ideas at it, like wheels, bumpers, and all that good stuff. And then we get in it and then we rip it.
Yes, sir.
That's the funnest way to do it. But right now, before we get to work, we're actually going to go look at a piece of property, which is kind of like a farm, and it's not too far away. Well, it is kind of far. You know, it's in between. It's about 45 minutes away, which that's decent. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's one of the best prices we found so far. So we're just going to go ahead, jump into the Ford Raptor, head that way, and see what that sucker's all about. Guys, so we are finally back after looking at that farm property, and I gotta say that sucker was pretty dang epic. What'd you think about that thing,
I loved it, man. With all the little hills and stuff, it's not just flat. You know, I kind of like hills and stuff. That way you can rip around in like the TRX or the Can-Am or the Raptor or even some of the cars, dude.
I'm telling you, everything out there, even the Viper, dude. Imagine doing a big old fat drift just in a field, dude.
That'd be epic. And if we have enough room on a piece of property, we can even build like a little track, you know, like pave something out. That'd be pretty epic.
That would be pretty epic. So that field was pretty dang big, so that's definitely a possibility out there. But there was a good bit of forest as well, which I think that's pretty cool. But one thing that it didn't have is actually some sort of water stream.
Yeah, definitely.
Water supply.
Yeah, we're looking for like a pond or a stream going through the property. That way you can have fresh water and whatnot to like either like water the crops or have some cattle, horses, whatnot. It's just always good to have fresh water.
Yeah, so that's one of the main things we're looking for. And also that sucker was pretty dang far out there. And as we were out there, we started looking a little bit more for some properties, and we found something bigger for cheaper as well.
Yeah, for cheaper, bigger, and it's closer, which we'll go check that out here soon. Not in today's video because we got to get back to work. We just wanted to take you guys along with us.
Yeah, let us know what you guys think about all that right there. But anyways, what we're going to do is continue working on the 67 Camaro here, and we want to actually get this engine in for good. And what's holding it back right now?
What's holding it back is quite a bit of stuff. Actually, the whole face of this engine needs to be reconfigured with a bunch of brand new stuff from Holley. Like, as you can tell, the water pump is in the way. It's hitting the suspension over here, and they actually provide everything. That way it can get in here all compact, and it will actually work with this car right here.
So that's exactly what we're gonna do, and right now we're not gonna waste any time. I say we go ahead, bring in all those components, pop this engine out once again, and get all that stuff swapped out. Back to you, Ann. Alrighty guys, so it is actually the next day here, and what do you have to say? She doesn't have nothing to say, but anyways, we got some more important stuff knocked out over here. Check this out, dude. We finally got this engine and transmission in here, and up front, the motor mounts are basically bolted on, dude.
Yeah, so we're using the brand new Holley engine brackets, which that thing is sitting exactly where it should sit, so that's exactly where the engine is gonna be. That's for this transmission over here. We got it mocked up with this jack for right now because we're about to start modifying this custom bracket that's made for a 4L80E.
We were gonna use that originally.
So we decided to use this 10-speed auto, which since this is an already good bracket, nobody makes one for this transmission, we're gonna just cut this thing up, weld a few things, even use the bushing for the transmission, and see if we can make it work for this transmission.
Yeah, because look how beefy this sucker is. It's nice and strong. We just gotta like build a plate right here and run to the bolt store, grab some longer bolts as well. And that's just pretty much it, man.
Pretty much it. It's gonna take some cutting and some welding, but I think we got it figured out and stuff like that. And then once that's done, dude, the engine and transmission will technically be bolted down and in this car for good.
Yeah, and then we just gotta focus on this drive shaft right here. We gotta probably build a custom one, and then the wiring harness is on its way, the ECU, the TCM, get this sucker fired up, some front end components as well on the engine. But dude, we are just moving right along.
Right along, getting close. The main thing is this right here. Once we get all that mounted up for good, then the rest should be fairly simple.
Yes, sir. So right now we're just gonna focus on this right here. So let's just run to the bolt store, see if we can find some bolts and get this sucker hanging in here for good. So what you see is what you get, and what you get is a floating engine and transmission. We got that sucker in there for good after we built this custom transmission mount right here. I gotta say, that sucker is flawless. We got it notched. It's gonna clear that drive shaft right there. Got this plate welded up in there. Also got the rubber bushing right there, dude. I'm telling you, this thing is nice and stout,
dude, that is the proper way to do it right there with the bushing and all, and it is strong. I mean, just look at that. Batman, dude.
Dude, I'm telling you, dude, that's gonna handle all that horsepower that we throw at it right there. And look at this, it's got flame chutes right here, the clearance for the headers, and man, that is just awesome how we made that work, dude.
That is legit. I'm actually glad it came out way better than we expected, but that's pretty much it for that, dude.
That's pretty much it for that. What we're gonna focus on next is probably cleaning up all this hustle dust right here. Honestly, we've got a huge mess out here, but as far as this drive shaft goes, we're just gonna take that idea to the custom drive shaft shop, and they're gonna quickly build it. I don't think that'll be an issue at all. But before we actually lower this car, which we're gonna do here in a little bit, we do gotta readjust this rear axle because that previous motor that was in it, it's like some sort of truck motor, somehow knocked it out of whack a little bit. Or
I don't think it had that much power, dude.
It was the accident. That's right. This side right here was wrecked right here. So we just gotta quickly just readjust these U-joints right here, throw it right back into place. That way it's not rubbing anything. And as far as the rebuild kit on this rear axle goes right here, we ordered that. So that'll be a quick fix right there. Get that sucker to stop leaking or whatnot.
Yeah, definitely.
Dude, look at this clearance right here. Look at that oil pan right there. It is just perfect right there. Transmission is probably definitely gonna get hit right there, so you gotta watch them pop.
I mean, it's not that low. If you look at this frame rail right here, it's sitting about an inch lower, inch or two lower, but dude, that is pretty clean right there.
But you know what? If you do see stuff leaking out of there, that means there's stuff in there, so you'll be good. You know what I mean?
That's all that matters if you catch it in time,
exactly.
dude.
But I'm telling you, this right here is actually really good clearance right there.
Yes, sir.
But anyways, what we're gonna do next is after we clean up, we're gonna probably work on this sheet right here. What is this, homework or something?
Dude, that looks like some mathematical problems, but this is our wheel specs. We can't forget, we got to finish all that up. Yep. That way we can get those sick wheels as soon as possible.
Those wheels are going to be on point. So we're going to quickly knock that out as well. And then we're going to end up lowering the sucker completely down. Then we're going to work in this engine bay area. Probably like knock out that, what do you call that, brake booster up there?
Yeah, the brake boosters and all that stuff. Maybe get rid of some of these wires and just continue with the engine bay. That way we can start prepping it for everything.
There's literally so many ways we could approach this build right here. But I guess we're just going to first clean up and just see where this build takes us from here on out.
Divided by 2, 25 divided by 2 is 12.5.
Plus 12 is going to be 72. Go to 0.72. Alrighty guys, so check this out. We finally got our brand new Wheelwood master cylinder installed, and I gotta say that looks super sick right there. Way better than this. What even is this right there?
This thing looks like a dang kavalka, dude.
If you guys don't know what he just said turd in Russian or Ukrainian. I don't know what, but don't let nobody know we taught you that right
Use
there.
that sparingly right there, dude.
Use it wisely because, you know, that's sometimes you got to use that word sometimes.
Kavalka, man.
But anyways, we got that knocked out right there. All we got left with the brake system is basically install the braided brake lines, and also we got to find an adapter nut for that right there. Bleed the system, and then we'll have a brake pedal that's working. But before we need a brake pedal, we need a throttle pedal, dude.
Gas power is more importantly right now, dude.
That's what I'm saying, which all that stuff is in the works, and what we're going to continue doing right now is actually just working in this engine bay, because look at this back wall right there, dude. That looks kind of whack right there,
that does look really whack, but we did mention that we're going to be getting something for that that's going to clean it up, and it's actually in the mail, right?
Exactly. We've got it in a box back there. We'll get to that a little bit later, but also there's something else that looks pretty whack in this right here. Look at that, dude. That's the supercharger cover, and how do we plan on fixing that right there?
With nitrous.
Exactly, and what we plan on doing is setting up nitrous, or do both with methanol and nitrous, which you can get a super sick cover that has like a bunch of lines right running out of it. It just looks scary, dude.
Dude, it looks like braking power where you break parts with.
Break other parts power. That's exactly what it is. I'm telling you, it's gonna break that rear axle, gonna break the drive shaft, the transmission.
And I honestly can't wait till that happens, dude.
Yeah, I know. This is what this build is about. It's just like testing and building and building and building.
Just keep building it till it's the ultimate Camaro,
That's
dude.
insane. So I know a little bit about nitrous, but I know nothing about methanol. Let us know what you guys think about that. Should we even do methanol on this thing?
I think it's good just to have, just in case,
just
man.
in case somebody pulls up next to you and you got to have that.
You want to hit both buttons, dude.
I'm telling you, that'll be absolutely insane. Or just have purge valves coming out like the hood or the grill or something.
Ooh, that would be epic, dude.
Insane. But what we're gonna do right now is actually move on to these 3 boxes right here. Watch your step. We're gonna play Eeny, Meeny, Miny, Mo, crack these suckers open and install one of these suckers. How sick those things look right there, dude. Oh my goodness, those are our brand new custom valve covers from Weapon X, and they look better than ever, dude.
Those things look absolutely amazing. They match the color of our calipers right here, which everything is just a perfect touch of red on this car. And dude, it just cleaned this whole engine up, dude.
Dude, it just looks much more powerful right there,
you
man.
got that right, less plastic, dude.
Dude, those plastics were weak, man.
Dude, it looked cheap. But anyways, one other thing is we noticed that we're gonna have to actually get a relocation kit for our coil packs, because if we do use them, it'll cover up all this beautifulness, and we don't want that. We're gonna relocate them to like somewhere right here.
Yep.
Basically do a little wire tuck on those wires, dude.
This engine bay is looking amazing right there, but we also got a few other packages, and this right here is actually for the interior, right?
This right here is gonna turn this car into a cooler, dude.
Or an igloo.
Or an igloo. This is a full installation kit from Design Engineering, which is just gonna be amazing for the whole road trip street car that we're going for in this car. But more importantly is what we're gonna throw on this firewall, and this right here is the ultimate thing right here.
Dude, that is sick. So it's aluminum, and then it has insulation behind it, so it's gonna be heat proof. It's gonna look absolutely amazing.
Soundproof and everything. It's gonna look like it just rolled out of the showroom floor, dude.
Oh my goodness, that is so awesome. But that's gonna require us actually popping this engine out, right?
Yeah, so this engine is gonna come out like probably 2 to 3 times, especially for the wiring harness and stuff like that. So once that engine pops out, we're gonna slap that in there and we're gonna get that all done up. But right now we're gonna focus on the front of this engine and add a few more things, because we're gonna do that, but we're waiting on one part. Holly just overnighted us that part that we were waiting on, the oil air separator, which is perfect. So I say we just keep on moving and see what else we can slap on it.
What you thinking?
I like this job. You know, this first time I see this install this engine for a different model car, old car, new engine, strong and two big one.
It's a big engine, dude.
It is.
big engine, small space over here and over here, everywhere.
But it fits perfect, dude.
That's right, and you know why? Because of all these Holley components that we're throwing on here, dude.
You got that right. So the whole entire Holley kit that we're throwing on here is to make the whole front engine and everything of this engine compact. That way it fits in here. I mean, the green belt is finally on here, this heavy duty belt. That way there's no slippage. The water pump, the steering pump, and all these pulleys, and this thing is just flowing, dude.
We are moving right along. Everything is just so simple right now. All we got left is just the alternator, the compressor. Then after all that's said and done, the wiring harness is gonna be in tomorrow, dude.
That's some epic stuff. Wiring harness goes in, and then with the wiring harness, we're almost here to start this thing up. We're ready for the fuel pump now, and for all the fuel lines, and then the plumbing and all that good stuff.
We're gonna figure out the fuel system, and then after that, we're gonna figure out the cooling system, and the radiator, the intercooler. Dude, we are just moving right along, man.
We're about to have this thing together.
Yes, sir. But you know what? That's gonna be all for today's video, right? Or unless what do you want to do? What you want to do? You want to do a burnout in something? In the Ranger? I've never seen a burnout in the Ranger.
Nah.
All right, well, that's it. We're gonna wrap it up, and I think in the next video, I think we might just throw a curveball at you guys, dude.
You never know with that hand like that, dude. That curveball might swing another way because we're still waiting on major stuff for this thing and all that good stuff. So who knows? You're just gonna have to stay tuned for the next one.
But guys, that is gonna be all for today's video. Definitely make sure your post notifications are on so you don't miss out on anything, because we got some super epic things coming your way. And also, if you want an inside scoop before YouTube, definitely give us a follow on Instagram at goonzquad. But with all that being said, thank you guys so much for all the love and support. Be sure to drop your comments and thoughts down below. We'll catch you guys next time. Peace.